I'm looking here at a design for a garden in the northeast of the USA. I'll zoom extents now. I'm using GCAD Plus, of course, and here's the complete layout. This is in a space called modelspace, and the design is essentially finished. Just to show you what it might look like when we pop it on a sheet, I'm going to change the background color. You wouldn't normally do that. Most people will work in modelspace constructing the design with a black background. And let's go back there now again, but I wanted you to see that the design is pretty well complete, and over here on the right hand side is the plant schedule that goes with the drawing. So let's just put that view back to a black background, and let's imagine that we want to present the design on a landscape plan that's an architectural size sheet at a fixed scale. And to do that, one just goes to Format and creates a new layout. And to create the layout, it's up here. Now we've got one called Layout 1. We can pick the sheet size. We've decided we want to use Architectural C, and we want it in Landscape View, and I'll OK it. Now there's a new tab called Layout there, and if I zoom extents, now we're seeing the design, but you can improve on the design, and I've done so here by putting your logo and details of the site. What I've done here is put a floating viewport on the right-hand side that looks just at the plant schedule, and here's a floating viewport that looks at the complete design. Notice over here in the properties box that the floating viewport has a fixed scale assigned with it, and it's 1 to 192 in fact, and that's set by going Modify, Set the Fixed Scale, and I pick the viewport. I say I'm working Imperial, and I pick a scale 1 over 192 and hit Enter, and nothing appears to happen because that's what it was set previous. So what I want to emphasize is that you draw full size in modelspace just by picking a template. Just pick the default drawing, start there and create your drawing. 95% of your time you'll be in modelspace, and then to present the design, that's when you pick those layout tabs and set them up for everything that you want to look at. I've set just the entrance to the design here. So we use multiple layout sheets. Some will contain images of the plants that are going to be used in the design. So I stress that everything's drawn full size in modelspace. And if I wanted to make an inquiry of, say, the driveway, how wide is that driveway, it should give me a size in decimal feet, because that's the standard 14.5 decimal feet wide. If you wanted to calculate when you're drawing, you want to change, say, feet and inches and fractions of an inch into decimal, then you can use a little tool that we call feet and inches to decimal. So the key issue is draw full size, spend most of your time completing the design. Don't worry about plot scale or whatever. We've got a 192 in that landscape plan on the architectural C size sheet, but we haven't set a fixed scale on the view of the plant schedule for obvious reasons. So I hope that just helps sort out how to work with GCAD Plus. It works just like AutoCAD that is often used by architects and engineers, and you do not need to set a scale before you start.